Hi guys, Ian here, and this is the Colorfly CDA L1 portable dongle DAC and amplifier. The retail price for this is $50 and is available on Shenzhen Audio's website. So if you want to find out more, do check out the unaffiliated link down in the description below. So I've been testing this for about 2 weeks now, and I'm also been comparing with my other dongle DACs, and I'm here to share with you guys my thoughts and opinions about this L1 Colorfly. So let's start off first with the accessories. This is the retail box that it comes in. Very nice and neat. Inside it comes with the user guide and a USB-C to USB-C cable so that you can connect it to your device, and the L1 itself. So in terms of the L1, inside the L1 there are two CS43131 DAC chips, pretty surprisingly potent, and it supports PCM up to 32-bit 768 kilohertz, native DSD up to 256, and DSD 128 via DOP. And as for the clocking, it uses the Colorfly's second generation jitter kill femtosecond clock and asynchronous USB for a cleaner signal. And it also comes with digital filters, so if you simultaneously press the up and down volume button, you change the 5 different filters. And in terms of signal to noise ratio, it's quite impressive at 130 dB. And in terms of output, it's got two outputs here. One is the balanced 4.4 and the other is the single-ended 3.5. As for the balance output, it's at 150 milliwatts at 32 ohms, or rather 4 VRMS at 600 ohms. And the single-ended is 2 VRMS at 600 ohms or 65 milliwatts at 32 ohms. Okay. Right, so that's the general specs of this small little device. It's very lightweight, very small, very compact. It's 15 grams, and it just disappears into your pocket, or when it's connected to your phone, it doesn't add any weight to it. Now, let's talk about the sound performance of this. So I've been comparing this with my two other portable DACs here. I have the SA500 from Sonsia Miori and the TP35 from EPZ. And this one, I would say, okay, both of these are like $70 to $80 US. And this is like $50, so it's like 30% cheaper, all right? In terms of the sound, this sounds quite comparable with the two more expensive one, but I'm not saying that this is better than these two. In fact, it's somewhere in between these two. Okay, and for the L1, I would say in terms of technical performance, soundstage is pretty average, but for the price, $50, I would say is pretty impressive. Details retrieved on this is also alright. It's a little bit rounded, and overall I would say the tonal balance of this is pretty balanced. Alright, it's a little bit on the warmer side, but in terms of sound, I would say this is pretty balanced. So the sub bass and the mid bass is I would say elevated, a little bit elevated, but it's not as punchy as the TP35. In fact, it's somewhere in between the TP35 and the SA500. So a pretty balanced sub bass and the mid bass. The mids are a little bit recessed, and as I mentioned, vocals and instruments, they sound a little bit rounded. The TP35 would sound a little bit clearer, right? The clarity is there on the TP35. But I would say this is almost there already. I mean, it's actually a very, very minor difference, whereby I have to listen again and again and again on the same song with these two DACs just to hear that difference. And in terms of the treble, I would say this one is not as bright. Alright, it's not as bright as the TP35, but it's brighter than the SA500. So it's somewhere in between. It's not bright enough to be sibilant. So I would say it's actually pretty forward, but it's not harsh or fatiguing in terms of the treble. Okay, so that's the overall sound performance of this, and I would say this is actually for those who are on a budget constraint and you want to have a comparable DAC, I mean, bear in mind, this comes with the CS43131 DAC chip. The TP35 comes with two CS43918 DAC chip, which is a flagship DAC chip. So I would say in terms of sound, of course, the DAC chip inside here is a little bit more high-end as compared to the L1, but when it comes to sound, these two actually sound quite comparable. So if you're on a budget, then I would recommend the L1, but if you have a little bit more budget, get the TP35. So that's my overall thoughts and opinions about this Colorfly CDA L1. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, and also please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I hope you guys have a great day ahead, and I'll see you again in my next video. Cheers.